So I wanted to talk a little bit about what separates entrepreneurs from other folks and stuff. And that's how they think of the way they spend money. So just to give a concrete example, here, I've got a cup, you may recognize it from Starbucks. It's a reusable cup. And expenses are when we buy a latte, we joke different times about spending $4 or $5 on a cup of coffee, and for me personally, different times I love working at Starbucks in the sense of that it's a place I can go that usually is generally quiet. I mean, there may be some conversation stuff, but there's a certain kind of buzz that's kind of like, for me, great time to write articles or to plan different things for my business and stuff. And that $4 or $5 is, just basically an expense that I'm willing to do to spend to do that. Now, the investment, on the other hand, is this reusable cup. This cup has allowed me to get 50-cent refills on and on and on. So even though I spent a couple dollars for this cup that's reusable, it's allowed me to replenish and basically it's paid back dividends through the fact that didn't need to spend another $4 or $5 or whatever on a cup of coffee because I can get the 50-cent refills. Another example is this iPad here. I've literally made thousands of dollars from it. And it's an investment in the sense that I've shot videos with it, I've had Skype calls with clients, I've used it different times for just my own self-improvement and knowledge and stuff, between podcasts to audiobooks to ebooks I read and stuff like that. And never mind, of course, email and just the general things you do. That's kind of weird, not sure what that's about. So just want to kind of share that because over the years I've worked with business owners, and the successful ones that what I realized that they have in common is they tend to think of things in terms of investment and expense, and they see different times the difference. Sometimes we personally don't understand the difference when we're buying a car or a house is another example. We tend to think of a house as an investment, kind of when we buy a house. But what it really is different times is, unless you're renting it out, it's an expense. So in other words, even if you buy a house and you're living it and stuff like that, and it's growing in value and stuff like that, it's only going to be investment in the sense of after you sell it and you've made some money with it and stuff. But otherwise, as long as you keep paying into it, it's an expense. So that's, a house is kind of one of those weird things. For me personally, years ago, I'll have a link for you to see. I bought a house, and that ended up being an investment. And you can watch more detail or see more details on the video. So I just thought I'd share these thoughts about the difference between investments and expenses. It really does make the difference. And I'd like to ask you, what you are considering right now that you're thinking about spending the money, and and what is it really? Is it an expense or investment? And let me know if you have questions about what the difference is and stuff like that. But in general, an expense is something that you spend and it's gone. And an investment is something that you look for, or you get an ROI, return on investment. ROI is return on investment. So something you get money back or some benefit from it, that's an investment then. So sometimes even education, sometimes even time you spend with family or friends can be investment, because it has those kind of dividends that even if it's not money, it's something that does generate returns. So just like to share those thoughts, and this is, I guess, an investment of my time to help you and stuff like that. So I look forward to hearing your questions or comments or thoughts.